Hello, boys and girls. Today we'll be doing our new topic, a series of videos on algebra. Now, algebra is probably the hardest topic in 11 plus. If you can understand this, then basically you've got a mathematical mind, so you should find 11 plus maths quite easy to take on. So let's jump into it. Most kids haven't done this, but we're going to. Well, it'll be a series of videos. Uh, so, um, so I won't cover all of algebra in one go. So today we're going to hopefully tackle about 4 topics. So the first topic we're going to cover, the 4 topics we're going to cover is adding. So adding and subtracting. So I'll load that one. Adding and subtracting letters. The second topic we're going to cover is multiplying letters. And the third topic we're going to cover is substitution. Substitution. Okay, so those are the three topics we'll be covering. So there, so just a checklist. Okay, now what is algebra? Algebra is when we use letters instead of numbers to help us solve problems. So to help us solve problems, we use letters, and that helps us solve particular problems that we wouldn't be able to do. But to help us solve problems, we need to know some techniques, and these techniques, the core ones, are adding and subtracting. Adding or and subtracting, that's slash or subtracting, and 2 is multiplying letters, and 3 is substitution. So those are 3 ones. There are others, but those are the 3 main ones that you cover in 11 plus. So let's start with the first one. How do we add and subtract letters? Well, if you think instead of letters, if you think of apples, draw a picture of apple. Say you got a basket, and in that basket you have some fruit. Say you got some apples. Let's say in that basket got 5 apples, and outside the basket you've got different colour. Let's say you outside the basket you got 2 apples. Now, if you put those 2 apples into this basket, how many apples do you have? You have in total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so 7. Those goes in there. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So 2 apples plus 5 apples is 7 apples. Now we can put it in letters. So 2 apples, or 2A. A stands for apples, and 5 apples that were originally in the basket. 5A we'll call that. 2A plus 5A is 7A. Okay. So that's the first rule. If the letters are the same, it's like adding the same fruit. So 2 apples plus 5 apples is 7A. We can do that with different letters. Like imagine you've got bananas. 3 bananas plus 4 bananas. How many bananas do you have? 7 bananas. But instead of bananas, we say it's B. 3B plus 4B is 7B. Let's do 9C minus plus 4C is 13C. Okay, notice you're going to have to write the letters as well. Okay, now that works also with subtraction. So 5A take away 3A. So 5 apples take away 3 apples is 2 apples. So 2A. 7B take away 3B equals 4B. And 9C minus 4C is 5C. So if the letters are the same, you just add and subtract as normal, like you're adding and subtracting the same fruit. That's called add and subtracting like letters, when the letters are the same. But what happens if you try to add different letters? Add and subtract different letters. So we'll just draw that. Again, let's draw a diagram, an analogy to help us. So we have, let's say in this basket, we have let's say we have say we have 3 apples in the basket. And then we have 2 bananas. And we put those 2 bananas in the basket. So put it straight in there. So those disappear. And what do we have now? In the basket, if you see what we've got, we have 3 apples and 2 bananas. We don't say 3 apples, bananas. There's no such fruit. It's 3 apples and 2 bananas. So you can't add and subtract different fruits. Similarly, if you have different letters, so 2b plus 3a, you don't say 5ab, you repeat it. So 2b plus 3a. So you can't add and subtract different letters, so you leave it as it is. So if the letters are not the same, you leave it as it is. So 2b minus a, it's like 2 bananas minus 1 apple, is still 2 bananas minus apple. You can't add and subtract different letters. So that's that one there. Okay, we'll leave that there. Let's move on to the next topic, which is multiplying letters. Multiplying letters is really simple. You imagine you got some magic super glue. So if you draw the diagram there, magic super glue. So whenever you got letters and you got times there, you replace the times with a magic super glue and join the letters together. So A times B is AB. B times C times A was ABC. So 3 times A is 3A. A times B is AB. And A times 1 is 1A, but because there's only one A already there, we don't need to add the 1. We just say it's A. A times 0 is 0. Anything times 0 is 0. So 0. So if you have ABC times 0, it's still going to be 0. And this one here, A times A is A squared. If that's like here, if you imagine area, A times A becomes a square. It looks like a square, so it's A squared. Remember, if you do length times width, A squared. So A times A is A squared. A times A times A is A cubed. And one last thing you should know, just to remind you. So going back to the original one, going back to adding letters, A plus A plus A. How many A's do you see? 3. So you say 3A. Okay. But A times A times A it's A cubed. Okay, let's go to one final topic, which is substitution. So substitution means swap. So you swap the letters for numbers. Every time you see a letter, you swap it with a number. So let's give an example here. Let's say A equals 5, B equals 3, C equals 4. Okay, that's what you're given. They give you the letters for numbers in the question. So this is very similar to the VR. So if you do A plus B, so 5 that equals 5 plus 3, which equals 8. If you do A minus C, that's A minus C, that's 5 minus 4 equals 1. Now, if you have the 2 letters joined together, remember 2 letters joined together really means there's some super glue stick to it. So it's really A times B. If you remember super glue earlier in the example, so A times B. So A times B in this case is A is 5, B is 3. So A times 3 is 15. So remember these are set by the question. So they will say A is 7 if A is 7 or A is 9. So they'll set you that in the question. Okay. And just finally, let's say it's example here 5b minus bc. Well, 5 5 times, well, B is 3, so 5 times 3 minus B is 3 times C, 3 times 4. Okay, so that's 15 minus 12, which equals 3. Okay. Similarly, AC is 5 times 4, which equals 20. Okay, so that's substitution. So we've done adding letters, subtracting letters, and multiplying letters, and substitution. So those are the basics. So you must know how to do those 4 operations, and then we can go to more advanced stuff. Okay, we'll leave it there and see you in the next video.